Hello everyone, Rain here and welcome to my guide for the Great Gubal Library, also known simply as the Library. This level 59 dungeon is the 5th new dungeon in Heavensward and is required to progress the main scenario. Upon entering the Hall of Magics, you will encounter the first boss of the library, the Demon Tomb, a reskinned demon wall who works in a similar manner. In addition to assaulting the tank, the Demon Tomb will occasionally cast Blizzard on a random party member. There is nothing to be done about this, so just heal through it. Similar to Demon Wall's floor telegraphs, the Demon Tomb constantly targets first the center of the arena and then the outer columns of the arena with Liquefy. Getting hit by this ability will slow and heavy the player. Simply dodge it as you would in the Demon Wall encounter. The Demon Tomb will target a player with Dark Blizzard 3, a medium-sized circle AoE that should be moved out of. Getting hit by Dark Blizzard 3 will deal damage to the affected player and place a Frostbite damage over time on them. The Demon Tomb also has the Demon Wall's trademark Repel, damaging and knocking back the entire party. Simply handle it as you would with the Demon Wall. The Demon Tomb will begin to glow while casting Disclosure and closing. At this time, the entire party should move to the Demon Tomb's backside before it blasts its front side with an unavoidable AoE. The Demon Tomb will then spin around, swiping any player standing too close to it. The Demon Tomb will also cast Words of Winter, freezing the stage similar to Shiva's encounters. This can make getting around Disclosure difficult, so keep your gap closing abilities handy. Final Fantasy Tactics fans, rejoice! For the second boss of this dungeon is our familiar monster friend Byblos. Once again, he's wound up playing for the wrong team, so it's time to put him in his place. Byblos' first ability is Head Down, a column AoE that targets a party member and stretches to their position. For this reason, the targeted player should run up to Byblos to minimize the AoE void zone. Byblos has a tail swipe called Tail Smash that he will cast if any players stand behind him. For this reason, players should never move too far behind Byblos' rear, lest they get caught in the massive conal AoE. At 69 to 70% health, Byblos will jump onto the Forbidden Tomb in the center of the arena and begin drawing dark energies from it. He will become invulnerable and begin to cast Bone Shaker, dealing damage to and giving players a stacking vulnerability up debuff. To stop Byblos, players should focus one of the page 64 ads down as quickly as possible. Upon killing one of these ads, one of the party members will be tethered to an orb. Kite this orb into Byblos and the other ads will disappear and Byblos will become vulnerable once again. While alive, the page 64s will cast Death Ray, a column AoE, towards party members that should be dodged. Byblos will cast an ability called Gale Cut that will summon multiple clouds onto the arena. Take care not to walk into these clouds in order to avoid the damage and stacking vulnerability up debuff that they will bequeath to you. At 29 to 30% health, repeat the kill and add Kite an Orb process and continue burning Byblos down to proceed onwards. In the Rhapsody's Quadrangle lies the final boss of the Great Gubal Library, the ever-living Biblio Tap, easily one of the funnest new low-level bosses introduced in the Heavensward expansion. The Biblio Tap will target 2 to 3 players with a red marker. After a short duration, these players will spawn a dangerous orb called a Void Spark in their location, similar to the final boss of Amdapor Keep. Simply drop this orb towards the edge of the arena away from the pads to prevent it from impacting your party. Moving too close to a Void Spark will cause the player to take damage and receive a stacking vulnerability up debuff. The Biblio Tap's main mechanic comes from Void Call. During its first cast, all 6 pads around the room will have 1 light on them, indicating that 1 player needs to pass over each pad to interrupt the Biblio Tap's cast. During Void Call's second cast, 4 pads will light up with 2 lights each, indicating 2 players need to pass over each of the 4 pads to interrupt Void Call. During its final cast, 2 pads will light up with 3 lights each, indicating 3 players need to pass over both pads to interrupt the cast. The Biblio Tap will begin to cast Deep Darkness after the second Void Call is interrupted. This is a donut-shaped AoE, and to avoid it, the players simply move to the large safe zone in the center of the arena. The Biblio Tap will then cast Magic Burst, targeting the aforementioned safe zone, causing players to move to the edge of the arena. Being hit by Magic Burst will deal high damage and knock the player back. Make sure to watch for orbs as you move to dodge Magic Burst. Congratulations on clearing the Great Gubal Library. This dungeon wasn't too difficult, but it was certainly fun, and I think the library theme and the music were both excellent. Thanks for watching my guide, and if you liked it and want to see more of my Heavensward videos, feel free to subscribe. I appreciate your support and thank you for watching. Until next time, this is Rain, signing off.